So for the behavior we chose that we wanted to focus on changing was going to the gym, and specifically going to the gym 3 times a week. I feel like one of the biggest issues that people face when deciding to choose to do a new exercise plan, something that they're not used to doing, they usually start out way too hard. They put too much on themselves that's not really realistic for them to actually achieve. And so we chose 3 times a week instead of saying like 5 to 6 times a week, because they won't feel so overwhelmed in doing it. It's something new. And so doing it maybe just 3 times a week instead of 5 or 6, maybe something that's more realistic for that college student, and something that maybe they can find more time, easily find more time to actually fulfill this regimen. The audience we chose to target is college students and young adults. We chose this because simply we are college students, and I'm pretty sure we all know that it can be hard to make time for exercising and physical activity. According to the CDC website, it said that percent of adults aged 18 and over who met the physical activity guidelines for aerobic physical activity was only 53.1%, and then the percent of adults aged 18 and over who met physical activity guidelines for both aerobic and muscle strengthening activity was only 23.5. Then another article that we found on statistics due to college students and the exercise said that it was reported from the American College Health Association that only 43.6% of students met the recommendations for moderate or vigorous exercise, or a combination of both. And more male students, which was 50.4%, than females, which was 39.9%, met these recommendations. So those were some statistics that we found to kind of back up why we chose that specific audience. In choosing which theory or model of exercise for this project, we decided to choose the trans-theoretical model. In doing research, we found multiple different articles, but one of the journals that we specifically researched more was the application of trans-theoretical model to sedentary behaviors and its association with physical activity status. And this was done on college students. And when researching and reading through the journal, the main purpose that was shown throughout the present study was to investigate college students' stages of motivational readiness to avoid sedentary behaviors and the relevant psychological determinants using the trans-theoretical model, and also to identify the association between current physical activity levels and sedentary behaviors based on the trans-theoretical model constructs. Okay, the barriers to change that we found were excessive cost, illness, lack of nearby facilities, feeling uncomfortable, lack of skill, lack of safe place, and lack of support. And in comparison to the article that we found, there were some similar, but the ones found in the article are: I have been thinking about exercise as difficult and too tiring, never have enough energy to do exercise. I've been thinking about other recreational activities with my friends are more entertaining than exercise. I have not thought about exercise and the positive effects on my health. I've been worried about my looks when I exercise. I have not been thinking about my ability to exercise. There's no fitness center that I could get to. I have no exercise equipment at home I use. My friends or family do not encourage me to exercise. My parents give academic success priority over my exercise. I have no leisure time for exercise because of my busy lesson schedule. And I have no leisure time for exercise because of my social and family responsibilities. And in the results, they found that lack of time was the most important external barrier, and lack of energy was the most important internal barrier.
So our goal with this project was to motivate more students to use the free gym that UTC offers. We wanted to hit that age group that was, college students, and there's really no reason for them not to go to the ARC since, it is free. It's included in tuition. The tagline that we would use on all of our posts would be hashtag stop sitting and get lifting. So the two social medias that we would use to post for things for people would be Twitter and Instagram. We decided to pick Instagram because it was revealed in a study that there was a demographic of teens and 20-something-year-olds spending less time on Facebook and more time on other social networks like Instagram. And we decided to use Twitter because they did another study that showed that 18 to 29-year-olds as well as urban residents were the main users of the site. So this way we could reach the wider range of individuals that are in the group that we wanted to reach. So for the pictures and the posts, we picked the trans-theoretical model of change as stated earlier in the presentation, and we just wanted to do pictures that went along with each stage. So for the pre-contemplation stage, this is a picture of a potato, obviously sitting on the couch, probably watching TV, eating potato chips, because people aren't really thinking about exercising at this point, and so this is something that they would be doing all the time. For our second example, this is another pre-contemplation stage because on the to-do list there's nothing. So after they've already done nothing that's crossed out, we said, need something to do. The ARC is a great way to pass the time, stop lifting or stop sitting and get lifting. Just kind of a little bit of a meme there. For example 3, we had the contemplation stage, which says at the bottom, what are you waiting for? A little pun. But this is because, during this stage, people are thinking about it, but they haven't really made the decision to go yet and go to the gym and get active. They're sitting and thinking about it, and they can be in this stage for a really long time. For example 4, this is also contemplation. Again, they're thinking about it. That's why the post says, thinking about going to the gym. The guy on the right could be you. Obviously, your muscles are not going to have muscles, but a lot of the time I feel like, that this would make a lot of people laugh and, make them think, okay, well, I could get pretty big if I went to the gym. Example 5 is the preparation stage, which is whenever you start to kind of go to the gym every now and then, but you're not going on a frequent basis. So, so the post says that face you make when you don't know if you want to go to the gym or eat another burrito, pick the gym. Michael Scott's always a great example to use for any meme. So I feel like that would reach a large group of people as well. For example 6, we have the action stage. This is, after people have started to work out, but they haven't reached that 6-month mark yet. So, obviously Drake is saying no to sitting on the couch and binging on Netflix, and he's being like, oh yeah, to actually going to the gym. And the post underneath is what it would say on the post. For our 7th example, we have another action stage picture. So this idea came from the book because the book says that, in the action stage, your couch potato has become your active couch potato, which means that they are starting to become a little bit more active, but they could still have tendencies of being a couch potato, and they also are more likely to go back to being a couch potato. For our 8th example, we have the maintenance stage. I picked this because at this time you're going to the gym more than 6 months. You pretty much know what the form looks like, as well as what you see a lot of people doing really bad form. So this is a joke. This is also from The Office. Planking was a thing where people laid on random objects and videoed themselves doing it for some reason on the internet. So this is a picture that says, that moment when someone has wrong planking form in the gym. Do you tell them? Just kind of a joke. For example 9, for maintenance stage, this guy named Jack LaLanne was kind of the godfather of fitness. He opened a lot of fitness facilities in 1936. He actually had his own TV show in around 1950. Obviously, the picture on the left, he's pretty shredded. And so he was very much of an advocate of living a healthy lifestyle, eating healthily, working out. And on the picture on the right, it shows him at an older age. He continued to be that way until he died at the age of 95. So it's just kind of telling people to get them motivated that they can maintain their fitness as well. And the last stage, termination stage, little pun because that's the Terminator. Just as a way to kill the possibility of having a relapse. It can't say I'll be back anymore. Because, in this stage, the person has basically run out of the ability to, or the possibility of having a relapse. And so they have terminated it. And that is the post.